To next week, there's still a lot to discuss about this week. I want to get out to the guy who is on the ground. We go live now to Research Stadium. Nick Ursini was at the game. He talked to Coach Bray and the players after the game. Nick, first, thanks for being patient with us as we got to Dan Lanning for a little bit. But this running game, Nick, exploded, and this has been the identity of Oregon State in years past. It appears that that's going to be no different under this new Trent Bray program.
Yeah, definitely interesting to see Jam Griffin back in a Beaver uniform. Of course, he was here 2 years ago, transferred to Ole Miss, and is now back and looking as good as he's ever been. And then for Anthony Hankerson, again, the Colorado transfer, what more can you say? I mean, there's a reason why Giovanni McCoy only threw the ball 10 times. It's because those two running backs were just ripping up chunk plays, and eventually you kind of saw it was wearing down this Idaho State defense. I mean, they kept it close relatively the first quarter. They actually had the lead after 15 minutes, but then you started to see Oregon State settle in, which is stuff that you kind of expect a little bit this first week. Look, they haven't played a game in 7-8 months. They haven't hit anybody other than themselves for a last month, I should say. So to get back into the routine of things, it's definitely going to be that identity, but it is definitely not going to be sustainable to expect your two running backs to rush for over 150 yards each.
Yeah, you mentioned that Giovanni McCoy only throws, 10 passes in the game. It's his first game out there for Oregon State. Talk to me a little bit about what you saw from him even in the limited passing attempts.
Yeah, Trent Bray said it afterwards that he was happy with his performance. He was poised. He didn't turn the ball over. And when it was time to throw the ball, you saw the dime he threw to David Wells Jr. That's what you want to see. Again, it's hard to judge it because of only 10 passes. You want to see him try to air it out a little bit more, but I don't blame him for not having to throw the ball more when you're chewing up as much as you were on the ground. So when you're going to get into some later weeks, higher caliber teams are on the Beaver schedule as we move into September when we start with San Diego State. That's a better defensive line. So you're going to have to see McCoy move around in the pocket. He didn't really have to scramble too much. And again, he did say, Coach Bray said that Jabari Johnson will also be moving forward. So you can expect to see those two quarterbacks moving forward as the Beavs try to make it 2-0 next week at San Diego State. Cam?